Hey guys, I'm going to just walk through a couple simple models, probably just one at a time here, just to kind of give you some videos online to watch as much as you want, whenever you want. Trying to put these things online, I think it'll be kind of cool. So, all I did is I opened MySQL Workbench. This is freely downloadable off the internet, and I'm going to just create a new EER model. It stands for Enhanced Entity Relationship Model. It's really just our design view. So I'm going to click on it. It's going to open a new document. I'm going to hit Add Diagram because that's all I really want to see. And I'm even going to hit this button over on the top right to toggle the sidebar so I have more space. I'm going to place a new table with this icon. Click it. I'm even going to copy, Control C, and paste Control V just to get me another one. I could place as many as I want, but whatever. Make these a little bit bigger. Make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to double click on table 1. I think I have to click on the title bar. So I'm going to double click on the title, and it opens up this at the bottom. This is where I edit. This is where I add the columns. This is where I add columns, fields, change all of the properties. So I'm going to call this, I think the last example was, we'll do rep for a sales representative. Go down to the column. It automatically puts in ID. I'm just going to change it to ID. It already set it as the primary key. Data type is int. You can see I can click on this and drop it down. Bunches of data types. We're just going to keep it int, obviously, for primary key. We'll go through other data types as we go. And then I have the different options. So we have primary key, it's already selected. Not null is required. Unique, binary, unsigned, zero fill, auto increment. I'm going to make this bugger auto increment so I don't have to worry about getting a unique value each time. And we'll see these as we use them. Excuse me. Let's see, for rep, we need fname, tab over, it automatically guesses varchar, 45 is good. And I am going to make that not null, just by clicking that. So you can see the diamond here as it fills in. That's just to know it's required. Next one, lname, varchar 45 should be good. I'm going to make that not null. And I think that's good enough for rep. So I'm going to go over to my second table, click on the title bar, double click, and it should take me to the second table. I'm going to change that to customer. See, I'm lowercasing everything. That's just the way I want us to do it. Double click on the first column, rename it to ID, keep it int, primary key not null, fname, lname, and this time maybe I'll put in like phone is probably good enough. I guess we could put email. Now on this one I'm going to think about it a little bit more. Email I may want to pop up to, let's see, 255. Phone, I think 45 is going to be okay. But I do want not null for fname, so it's required. Not null for last name. And I'm going to leave phone and email unrequired, so you can see that they're not filled in. Just a visual reference. Okay, I'm going to close this out so I can see everything. I'm going to hit save just so I have this and I don't lose this. Just save it on my desktop with all the other junk. And I'm just going to call this rep cust test. File extension you see is MWB. And the thing we don't have here is our relationship. So it actually takes lots of time to figure out what really we need to track, what fields we want to put in there. You know, if we want to keep track of the representative's salary, Guess what? This database isn't going to do it. We have no field for it. If we want to keep track of the customer's mailing address, we just haven't done it. We're either going to need to make a new table or add fields to the existing tables. But that's a lesson on its own. That's something you talk to the sponsor about. You ask them, what do you want to put in this database? It seems like a pretty simple question, but it's not always that simple to answer. So now I'm going to just make a relationship. Easiest way is to draw them in. So you can see over on the left, we have a one-to-one relationship, a one-to-n, which is a one-to-many relationship. We have a one-to-one relationship, which is a little different here, doesn't matter for us at this point, a one-to-many and a many-to-many. So I'm going to click on the one-to-many. I think I'm going to try this one first. It might be wrong, but we'll try it. Well, I'm learning too here. So I'm going to click first on customer and then on rep and see if that's the right way to do it. So I first select what relationship I want, customer, and then the title bar for rep. And you see it actually puts in that's not what I want. I don't want that part of the primary key. I'm just going to Control Z to undo, and I'm going to go back to my standard one-to-many. We'll talk about that later, how that works. Customer to rep. So is that right? I mean, I know I want a relationship. I know I want reps and customers to be related. Is it true that I want one rep has many customers, a customer can have only one rep? Well, that's probably right. I'm going to undo that, though, to show you. If I add the same thing and I hit rep first and then customer, it puts the foreign key in for me in the other table. Well, is that true? One rep has only one customer? Probably not. One customer has many representatives. Well, that could be true, but I think it's just not, I think that's not the best scenario. I'm going to undo that, go back and hit customer first. I guess it looks like the first table you hit gets the primary key. So that's what we want. I'm going to save this so we don't lose it. And I'm also going to show you up here. If you go to model, if you don't want all this extra information, I think it's okay for us now, but I noticed that you can go to the object notation and do simplified. Makes it a little bit more like what we're drawing on the board. And if you also go, you can go to relationship. I use the crow's foot. That's what I like. That's what I learned. If you go to classic, that doesn't really look great. There are different ways of representing it. I think connect to columns is the option where it looks like access, where you actually do have the one-to-many side. So if you like that better, just change your defaults to that, and then you can use it the way you want. So, but I still am going to change it back to crow's foot. I like that. So I'm going to hit save there, and that's just really a basic intro on how we're going to draw these relationships in. I'll do another video here on, well, let me do it right now. Let me pull this up. I'm going to move this over. And let's say, hey, rep and customer, it doesn't make sense that a rep has many customers and a customer only has one rep. What if customers and reps can be affiliated with each other in different ways? So a customer could have many reps, a rep could have many customers. Guess what that is? That's our many-to-many. So I'm going to scroll down. Actually, I'm going to copy those because I don't want to duplicate my work. That's just annoying. Copy, paste, and copy, paste. Now it seems like I have a strange relationship connection here I must have done by accident. I'm just going to select it, right-click on it, and cut or delete. And it's going to say, do you want to delete the foreign keys? Yes. I'm going to delete them. Move this down now. We have customer copy 1, rep copy 1. Just to keep it nice and orderly, I'm going to rename them. Double-click on the title bar. close this. I guess you can also minimize. No, you can't. I'm just going to hit the X here to close it, and watch this magic. I'm going to grab the only many-to-many so we're not confused about how that works, and just click each table. Bang, bang. It actually puts in the magic table in the middle, the many-to-many, that will now create a many-to-many between rep and customer. Even though it's a one-to-many between rep and rep has customer, and a one-to-many between customer and rep has customer, if I ask you rep to customer, what is it? You can see the crow's feet into this middle table. It's a many-to-many. Okay. That'll work. It has some pros and cons versus the way we may also do it. But we'll get to that later. If you want to see that other way, let me just do a copy and paste here again so I can show you that. Put these down here, rename them. And I'm going to manually do it. So I'm going to take a third table, place a new table, put it in the middle, and even last year when we took this class, I used to call them like rep underscore customer. That was our magic table in the middle for the many-to-many. And we always said, always put an ID column, and here's where we're going to pop in the foreign keys. Now it's up to you. You could actually put them in manually, go over to foreign keys, and go through this whole process. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I think it's too much work. I think you should just draw them in with two separate one-to-manys, because isn't that what makes up a many-to-many? Hit the 1. Let's see if I can do it right here. I'm going to hit rep customer first, because that's where we want the foreign key to go. And then I'm going to hit the customer table. Same thing for the other side. One-to-many. Hit rep customer first, and then the rep table. And you can see we're left with two crow's feet hitting the middle table. That's our cheat to know that it's a many-to-many in most cases. And I think it looks pretty good. I'd get really picky and I'd say, well, look, it's called rep customer. Why is the customer ID in front of the rep ID? I mean, I'm nuts like that. But I think I would change it. I would just go here. How do you reorder? Just move it up. And it should reorder it right there. Hit save, and that's our many-to-many relationship. Now reps can have many customers. Customers can have many reps. Because we put this table in the middle that shows, it just keeps track of the relationships between. Imagine this. You can have as many relationships between a specific rep and a specific customer. These ones, by the way, I believe are required. You can see they are required. And they would have to be required because you'd have to join a rep and a customer together. So that's this. I think I'm going to keep doing these videos. I think it's really good. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys later. Cheers.